Hi everyone, it's Devin here, young person's outreach worker from Basis Yorkshire. Since I've worked for Basis, I've supported some of the bravest and most resilient girls and young women that I have ever met in my life, who've had a really quite a profound impact on me, the way that I recognise, the way that I see and understand trauma. However, on the 18th of March every year, we celebrate National CSE Awareness Day, Child Sexual Exploitation Awareness Day, and this is really the opportunity for us to get the messages out of what's happening within the world of exploitation, and that unfortunately this insidious abuse is continuing to happen to the young people in our cities and in our towns and our villages, and actually that we need to be more aware. We still continue to have a responsibility to safeguard the welfare of children, and it isn't just professionals like myself, it is genuinely everyone. One thing time and time again when it comes to campaign time, and we think about the key messages and the slogans that we really want to use for our campaign, for the last 3 years, the most pressing topic has been victim blaming. So we have hashtags, it's not your fault, and tell someone. I really wish that next year and the year after that we could come up with a new topic, but unfortunately there's really not a day that goes by in the office that we're not talking about, reflecting on, or actually feeling quite frustrated at either blatant victim blaming or more discreet and unaware victim blaming. Our language really does matter. For young people to speak out, to have any opportunities to move on from the insidious abuse that they've experienced, they need to be able to feel like there's someone out there that they can speak to, who's going to listen to them, who's going to respond, and who's really going to believe them. Young people will display all kinds of different behaviours when they're undergoing trauma and stress, and I really encourage not just professionals in the field but everyone to just have a look at the impacts on trauma, because what we think we should behave or react as, in reality our bodies respond very differently. I know there's a lot right now in terms of the media and people in position of powers, and there's constant discussions going on about people who have come out, oftentimes historically, about abuse that they have suffered, and actually unfortunately the overwhelming response tends to be the focus on what those victims have done, have said, not believing them, rather than actually concentration on perpetrators who have the responsibility and really aren't being held accountable. I think that it really comes down to resource at times. We need to put more resources into this abuse, into tackling this problem, putting the concentration on perpetrators in all forms. We've made a lot of progress. We're continuing to work together. We no longer call it, the language that we use to even describe the abuse has changed, be it that it is exploitation, it is something that is being done to a child. So it's really important. We're really working hard to continue to get this message out so that actually one year we can move on to other really important messages within the world of CSE and helping those who may be at risk or may be experiencing or moving on from this type of abuse. So how can you get involved? We always appreciate the support. We really like to engage young people by taking them out to places that they like to eat, or everyone likes a Starbucks nowadays, and so it really is ways to engage young people, to build that trust, to be able to break down some of those barriers of that resistance that abuse itself has built up. So any form of support that you can offer us would be really brilliant by visiting our Just Giving page on basisyorkshire.org.uk. You can also get involved on social media. So again, it's the quickest way to get these messages across. Simple things like challenging any victim blaming behaviors or comments and language that you see, and unfortunately right now there's tons of it. So challenging that, using the hashtags, it's not your fault, the hashtag tell someone. So we need to encourage young people that they can tell us, we will listen, we will believe them. Please tag us at Basis Yorkshire. And please get involved on social media. Just getting those messages as much as we possibly can really starts to make some form of change.